So I guess they misunderstood. When we said we wanted male-only voting, we meant male, M-A-L-E.
So what you're saying is that you agree with T-Rump's plan in Project 2025, and I know T-Rump's your boss, that the repeal of the 1965 Voting Rights Act should be done, where women will no longer have the right to vote, nor will anybody in our minority groups. Got it. But let's talk more. Because I've been talking about this for several years now, how the Texas GOP regime wants to repeal the 1965 Voting Rights Act. As you can see right here, the Texas Republican regime have been wanting to do this since 2012, and it's still in the Texas GOP platform to this day. The repeal of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. We urge the Voter Rights Act of 1965, codified and updated in 1973, be repealed, not reauthorized. Oh, and by the way, they've been after the morning after repeal since 2012. Because, back in the day, only white men aged 21 and older who owned property were given the right to vote in 1776. And as we all know, y'all want to take us way back there. Despite the ratification of the 19th Amendment, many women in the United States still could not vote. In 13 states, there was a poll tax, impeded voting access for poor women of all backgrounds, but any woman there who lacked an independent income found herself vulnerable and disenfranchised if her husband or father refused to pay the tax. Most Native Americans remained ineligible to vote until 1924. Both voting rights and women's rights were more realized in and around 1965, when the Voting Rights Act established effective federal oversight of elections and forged the strongest protections yet for American voters of all backgrounds. So as you see there, T-Rump and the Republican regime plan is to repeal the 1965 Voting Rights Act and take all safeguards away, which means you and I and all minority groups and stuff will no longer have the right to vote. And it is the Democrat Party who is wanting to pass the John Lewis Voting Right Advance Act to protect our voting rights. But the Republican regime continues to block that. So vote Harris Walz and blue down ballot and protect your right to vote.